time by.
Yeah, 1 to go now, mate.
We'll hear 1 to go.
Thank you, Martin Short,
Yeah.
letting Brock Feny know, our race leader, that this is the last lap. So if Ryan Wood's going to get it done, he clearly has to do it this lap. He's very close to the rear bumper. He has a look, tries to get up the inside, but Kostecki leaves it right to the last minute on the racing line to get the job done. The best form of defence, attack.
He was fourth in the final race at Sydney Motorsport Park in that awesome wet finish, Brady Kostecki. Ryan Wood, another opportunity here if he can get there. Not quite. Ryan Wood has finished fourth on a couple of occasions as well, but never been inside the top 3. So if he can get around a former champion of the game, he will be looking at an equal best performance as Waters gauges himself ever closer to the back of them. Now, what happened down here?
Oh,
Cooper Murray and Nick Percat
arguing over the apex at turn 3.
I guess that's where the smoke screen came from when Cooper lit it up again.
Yeah. I'll let Craig Baird make a decision on that one.
It's going to be a busy Craig Baird.
Yeah, it's not going to be back to the hotel.
No.
Quite a few hours after this one.
There was a lot of talk at Sydney after, particularly the Saturday night race, about letting him race this year. Boy, have they raced in this one at Albert Park.
So, Chad, just quickly before we finish this one off, Waters plus 15 in this one, Randall plus 13.
Yep.
That's a nice turnaround from Tickwood. They could take that every day of the week. And it looks like he's not done yet. He might not quite have enough time to get it done on Anton De Pasquale. But Cam Waters, our championship leader, this is a championship drive.
Beautifully said. That's the sort of stuff we saw from Will Brown last year, pulling it out of the fire. But how about Brock Feny? The puncture at Sydney was followed by losing a race by less than a metre. And today he will finally shake off the cobwebs in 2025. And he gets his just desserts. Brock Feny, a winner on Thursday again at the Grand Prix.
Really cool. Everyone deserves that.
No one's taken that one off him. And he leads home his teammate in a Red Bull Ampol Racing 1-2. Man of the match performance from Cam Waters, though.
On the run down to the final corner, Payne from Golding, Reynolds in the background, Golding down the inside with 1 to go. Can he make a margin of more than 5 seconds? That would be an unbelievably tall order. We have got 6,200 metres to go in what has been one of the all-time Bathurst 1000s.
But Reynolds is in now. Reynolds is in this battle.
Can David Reynolds pull off something truly extraordinary? People are going to have nervous breakdowns. They're going to burst into tears. Anything is possible here at the moment.
Oh, he's lost it. Oh, good save, but he's run wide. Now David Reynolds has got to get off this corner and get up to the back of Matt Payne. It escaped sideways on the brakes for Golding. He's holding it on the inside. You don't want to be wide. And now David has a look down the inside. He's got around the outside. He'll be on the inside of Matt Payne. He'll be on the inside. He had a run and he missed it.
Yeah, we saw it, mate. We saw it.
Emotion in the garages. Everything to play for. We are completely out of breath up here. Golding's got the lead. He's got 3/4 of a second. That's David Reynolds. He's third at the moment, but on correction that turns into second. They are feeling their way across the top of the map. You cannot see squat up there. You cannot see where you're going at the top of Mount Panorama. What a way to finish this motor race. What an extraordinary day.
Here we go, David Reynolds. He's got to get off the dipper. If he gets to the back of Matt Payne, he's a chance down Conrod Straight.
So the challenge here is that we're all programmed to look at the leader, but he's got a 5-second penalty. So the battle for the effective race lead is right there between Payne and Reynolds. They go down Conrod Straight for the last time. This is almost impossible to describe. What an extraordinary day that we are witnessing at Mount Panorama. If Payne and Tander get this, wow, they have earned it today. The margin remains. The gap is 0.8 of a second. Matt Payne in the braking area at the chase. Here is the focus. Car 100. The Penrite guys are going to go completely berserk if this actually happens. So Golding will cross the line first, but he's not going to win this motor race because of the penalty. And the victory for the 2025 Repco Bathurst 1000 belongs to Matt Payne and Garth Tander, with David Reynolds and Lee Holsworth second. What an unbelievable outcome. Wow.
Golding remains in third with the gap back to Murray, 5.6 seconds. So James Golding has been able to maintain the podium.
You're going to be exiting.
That
I
was
saw
one
on the
of
left
the most
after turn one. Exiting on the left after turn one.
unbelievable races in the history of this sport.
We've got 0.6 of a second now between Brown and Feny. 1 lap to go. And they've just
Moving leader has commenced the last lap.
obliterated the pack. Triple Eight came here with 14 race victories against their name, and then one earlier today, 15. They're on target now to make it 16. Garth and I spoke about it on the host desk earlier in the weekend. The home track advantage is whatever the knowledge is of the package that they put together as an overall concept across various iterations of race car types, and it's worked for them. And they've done it again here for the second of them today. Remembering that tomorrow we've got our final 200-kilometre race of the weekend at Queensland Raceway, where we've got 2 compulsory stops and we introduce fuel into the process as well. That weather has dodged us, believe it or not, but this is a fine moment here for Will Brown. Claws back some very important points, and he's held that margin, and there'll be a lot of relief inside that cockpit as he sizes up now to the checkered flag. And for the first time since the Grand Prix in Melbourne, Will Brown is victorious again in the Supercars Championship and banks 80 points plus another 5 for the fastest lap.
Yeah, that was good.
He now officially has 2.42 kilometres to go for Ryan Wood. This is going to potentially be a very special moment. 1 corner down, 6 to go.
This is unbelievable. On the last lap, he was half a tenth faster than Will Brown. Watch the way he flows it. Watch the way he's coming off the corner. Watch the way he comes out of turn 6 in particular. There's no slide. So watch this. He gets it off the curb here, doesn't bump the curb, no slide. And this exit is the one that'll make or break it now.
Right now, he turns it in early. He can't rush at this corner. He's got the thing online. The margin is still exactly 0.5 of a second. He's got the job done. What a moment for Richard Harris. What a great story. What a pairing story. He's got 1 corner to go. He's been a karting champion. He's done well in the 86 series. He's done well in Porsche Sprint Challenge. He's done well in Dunlop Super 2. He got a pole earlier today, and now Ryan Wood is a supercar race winner in Western Australia. A monstrous moment, an exhilarating moment for the young guy from Wellington in New Zealand, just 21 years of age. Congratulations, and take a bow, young man.
Absolutely superb. You can see the emotion. Greg Murphy there. And Bruce Stewart and the team. They should be rejoicing, and they are. What a remarkable moment for that young man. 21 years of age from Wellington. Have a look at his face. Ryan Walkinshaw, they put so much faith in this young man. And have a look at how Heimgartner's ranged up in behind there now, because he was blocking. Mostert was blocking. Feny was all locked up. They actually hit, but they were going slow in the end, and they both got away with it. This is on at the front of the field, and a big dive by Feny. This is a massive moment.
He rescued it. He rescued it. He threw everything at it, Brock Feny, but he almost threw away either the lead or second place, because now Heimgartner is well and truly in this, and so is Payne, and so is Waters. If anything, it let Mostert off the hook. They were playing for keeps at the northern end of the racetrack, and unfortunately the gamble didn't quite work for Brock.
One to go.
Mostert could be on here for the double. He put together a big day on Saturday. He's got a margin now of 1 second, and they've got 2.9 kilometres to go on the Goldie.
Can Heimgartner?
Feny, then Heimgartner, then Payne, then Waters. There is nothing between second, third, fourth, and fifth at the moment.
I don't think Heimgartner's got the ultimate pace there, Neil. I thought he was going to be able to make some ground on Feny in the braking area. The last lap now, Feny's been able to come off turn 4 with enough gap to capitalise on the way that car's been behaving all day. Big slide there for Heimgartner coming off turn 11. This is a dive. This is a dive for the podium from Payne.
And he's vulnerable. He's vulnerable on the run up here to 12, but he covers, and he covers just in the nick of time as he turns in Heimgartner. He's only got a couple more corners to negotiate. He's clinging by his fingernails to a spot on the podium here. This is going to mean a lot to him. It's going to mean a lot to Brad Jones Racing. But meantime, at the front of the field, this guy sticks together a double. Chaz Mostyn has done a mighty job on the goal today. What a performance for him. Grabs the checkered flag at 150 points and stamps his name on a place well and truly in the semi-finals. Feny threw everything at it. He had that thing locked up, sliding, grinding, trying to find a way down the inside of Chaz. He didn't get there, but in the process, he almost undid himself, almost exposed himself to a complete positional change involving Heimgartner and Payne. But in the end, it's settled, and he came home the runner-up. But wow, and what a moment for this bloke.
We got a little workshop in Canberra. They're no longer running their Formula Ford program. I bumped into Colin at Sydney a couple of weeks ago. And they've put an enormous amount of effort into this guy who commands the field in the double entry this weekend. Cam Hill has got the lead of this race from his teammate Nick Percat for what could be the biggest moment of his racing career.
What a great story if he can hang on. He's done a good job through 1 and 2 there, Neil. He turned it in really accurately. He got real momentum through the apex of turn 1, and he was able to come off turn 2 with not having to block again. So he's got that little margin of a couple of car lengths. This is a racetrack that if you make a small mistake, it has huge consequences. We know that, especially at turn 5. And if he can just get away with this now, this is a career-defining moment for the young bloke from Canberra.
Prior to this weekend and yesterday's podium, career best for him was at the Bathurst 500 at the commencement of last year's championship. Remember how strong he was there, and he got up into 5th position. What a turnaround for him this weekend. Jumping on with last year's champion Will Brown in this incredibly tricky right-hander through 7 and 8, and then building pace. And we're looking at the rear bumper of Nick Percat's car. This is for a podium position. Can't quite stay fully committed to the throttle through that fast left-hander. Half a lap remaining, half a lap away. It's only a kilometre to go for Cam Hill. He's 28 years of age from Canberra, and he's been committed to racing since his karting days. He was an Australian Formula Ford champion back in 2015, third in 2016 in Toyota 86, runner-up in the series the following year. He was the Carrera Cup champion in 2021. He's been a Bathurst 6-hour winner. He's done very well in the Dunlop series, but now it is a moment of crowning glory for Cam Hill, who puts together a big win in Melbourne in his supercar. Well done, Cam Hill. Matt Stone Racing 1 and 2.
Congratulations to this young man. What a sterling performance. His family have been with him the whole way, and they were more nervous than Cam standing in the garage.
Oh, boy.
But for Matt Stone, how good is that? A 1-2 on one of the biggest stages that our sport visitors.
He is doing an awesome job, but what a great job by both these boys. And for successive weekends, we continue to see brilliance from both cockpits of both these cars.
Absolutely. Real quick one is, with the Golding drama that occurred there with Wood before, that's put Brown up further. So that gap in the championship we saw earlier, that's put Brown up to 5th rather than 7th. The other thing is Matt Payne, real kudos, because that fuel saving earlier in the race has capitalised on that opportunity late. So he wouldn't have been able to do it without that fuel saving.
Half a lap remaining, and it's gone out to 0.5 of a second now. Brock might be safe. He was quick yesterday afternoon and stitched together a victory. Remember, he's come into today's race with a points margin. He's potentially extending that right now, given that his teammate that's been threatening him is down in 5th position. Out of turn number 6 now for the very last time. Down into the braking area. He cannot afford to relax though, because there is nothing in it. That was Di Pasquale limping in the background as I suggested. He's gone down to 18th. Sunday in Perth belongs to Brock Feny, and what a fantastic performance
margin from Matt Payne and take a bow. James Courtney, and what a thrill for the organisation at the Blanchard Racing Team. Snowy River Caravan's entry for them to get a podium today. Nice work, well done. Victory number 5 today in the championship season for Brock Feny. So we've got 1 lap to run, and can Will Brown grab a victory here? And if he can, it will be the first of 2025 for the reigning champion. And what's been a nice bit of work for him. Got off the line beautifully all the way back prior to those couple of safety cars and did a nice job and is withstanding the challenge nicely at the moment. Although the gap's come down again, Mark. It's back down to 0.4 of a second. It was 0.9. Can Waters make a move here? He needs every point he can get at the moment.
He passed Di Pasquale on the last lap. I think it might have been the last corner of Thursday night's race.
He's qualified better for tomorrow's race, and a little bit of telltale smoke here for Nick Percat. That checker flag can't come soon enough for him. The margin, in fact, he may not get there with the sort of drama that's going on here for him. Whatever is unfolding with Percat looks evil. Matt Stone's got a concerned problem look on his face, and is he going to survive it? Is it a power steering issue or something more sinister? Unfortunately for Percat, I think he's going to get eaten up down the inside here by Kostecki, and he is. He might even battle to fend off a closing Will Davison. What a shame for the Bendix entry. He's back on the inside though. He is not giving up. What a fantastic, valiant effort to be able to hold on. We've got 1 corner to run in Melbourne for our 3rd supercar race, and it's going to fall to Will Brown. But what about a mighty performance here for Percat, who refuses to concede. He's not giving up. He's fighting hard to get himself back on the podium, and I think he's been able to do it. What a masterful performance.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done, Nick Percat, against extreme adversity. He drags that thing smouldering back onto the podium. What a job.
Done. That was a great drive. Those last couple of corners there by Nick Percat. Great resilience, real toughness.
We've got 2 to go on a 2.4k track. 4.8 kilometres the total journey, and it's probably going to get down to the last lap, or pretty darn close to it here. Feny, we ride with him up into the hairpin now. He's right within striking distance, looking at the rear bumper of our race leader, Matt Payne, on a very different strategy play. And the Shell V-Power race car hopping out of the way while the 2 leaders duke it out on the run up towards turn number 6. 6th gear, flat out through this fast right hand of turn 5, 265 kilometres an hour. Brock's got grip.
Be patient.
And he's got the eyes on. He's fixated on the back of the Penrite Racing Mustang at the moment. Right with him, and that's an awkward place to try and show the nose down there at turn 1, so he sits in behind him. So we've now got 1 lap to go. So if you're Matt Payne, it's gloves off. He doesn't have to be polite. He needs to run him all over the universe, all over the postcode to see whether or not he can keep him behind. He'll drive down the inside. Brock is going to do everything he can aggressively to try and find a way. He goes high on the bowl. 2 different lines. There's only half a lap to go, and Payne's still got this at the moment. This is going to be a nail-biter. If Payne wins this thing, he will bring the house down. Feny is on the charge down the back straight. What a nail-biting supercar race. It's a lucky 13 for Payne at the moment. Into the final corner. He might get this. Feny tries to duck underneath him, and this will be the win of all miracle time in supercars if Payne can get it, and he gets it by a bumper bar. That is a spectacular drive, Matt Payne. You are a man.
Awesome work.
Well
done.
How good was that? He's made those tyres live for about 47 or 48 laps.
That is epic. That is an epic drive from Matt Payne. I can't believe it. So we've got 1 lap to go. 3.91 kilometres. Feny, Waters, Brown, Mostert and Payne in 5th position. There is only 2.5 seconds across the top 5 cars in the field. and our umpire has said no investigation necessary. So what you see is what you get. Is Waters going to be able to do anything? Brown's tucked right in behind him, and Brock Feny might get not only his first podium, but victory at Sydney Motorsport Park.
What an unbelievable race. We've argued for years that we should let this stuff play out on the track. And this is what has happened in terms of the play between these two teams and the way that Will Brown was able to get involved in that. It actually helped Feny massively. Waters runs into 6. He's only got 2 spots now. He's got over the hill and into turn 8. He's not close enough to put a move on here, but he does come off turn 8 better than Feny. Can he fire down at the Mostert spot and get into the last corner on the inside?
They're wearing each other's cars at the moment through turn 8 for the very last time. Brock Feny is our leader. It will be a desperate lunge by Waters when they get up to the final couple of corners. There is nothing in it. And he gets right onto the rear bumper again and tries to get up the inside. It's going to be on, it's going to be on, it's going to be on. He goes down the inside. This is an extraordinary conclusion to this motor race. I think that Feny might just hang on. What an absolute rip of the race. But he's coming down there. Oh my goodness, it's been a change. Unbelievable finish to that motor race. I am blown away. I am blown away by what I have just seen. Oh my goodness me. By the margin of 0.030. I would not have thought that was possible at the last corner.
No way, absolutely no way. How's the side draft? And even the bump, Will Brown gave him a bump, pushed him wide, and then he come up there so straight.
We played hard mode today, mate. We played hard mode, but we still got it.
That is a remarkable finish. I love this game when it's like that. That was just absolutely incredible.
Never gave up.
That's taken that breath away. Unbelievable. Well done, Cam Waters. 2 from 2. First of all, I thought he was going to get a smack on the head from the umpire. That didn't happen. And that last cut, I knew this was going to happen down here in those last couple of corners, giving him a tickle up. And then Will's there as well. But I thought at this stage that was it. But the benefit of the side draft, you called it a moment ago, I thought, okay, Feny might get there. And at this point, he just scoots down the inside and snatches victory. Oh my goodness me. That has blown my brain.
Oh my God.
How is that?
What
That's
a cool
dead set
finish.
Lightning McQueen finish, that one.
Watch this. This will be the reaction.
Yeah. Yes. Simon Brookhouse, Sam Potter, the men and women. Rod Nash is like, oh my goodness.
Get the security guard.
That's seriously, that is one of the best motor races of all time.